that the National Investigations Bureau is on a hunt for persons using the Ghana card, or using the names of government officials to extort money from small-scale miners. Head of the Ashanti Regional Security Council, Dr. Frank Amwakwene, says his office continues to receive complaints from government officials over alleged use of their image for the purpose. He wants small-scale miners to aid in investigations by arresting persons who make such demands. Nanaya Ojima has more in the following report.
The meeting between the concerned National Small-Scale Miners Association and the Ashanti Regional Minister centered on sanitizing the mining industry for a sustainable environment. The miners, who appreciate the fight against illegal mining, raised concerns over some persons extorting money from them under the guise of Galamsey fight. In a response, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakwene, indicated some interventions are already in place to deal with influence peddling.
I get concerns from some of the people in higher places that maybe they've gotten an indication that someone is using their name. So there are some of them I hand over to the BNI to investigate and be able to make sure that we get a culprit. And I want to get a scapegoat so that that influence peddling, especially when it comes to these issues of illegal mining, can leave the system.
I didn't mention your name.
For my name, I've not really gotten anyone who has been bold enough to do that, because I'm right here in the region. I can't use my name in Eastern region or Bono region, among others. And I'm here. Anyone who wants to hear or listen to my side, I'm very accessible. So I'm very skeptical that someone can use my name as regional minister to perpetuate such activities.
The Regional Coordinating Council has waged a fight against illegal mining with a task force of security operatives and enforcement agencies taking the lead. Already, the task force says it has succeeded in retrieving some forests from illegal miners. Dr. Amwakwene says the war against Galamsey will be sustained.
His Excellency the President has been clear on his directive concerning mining. No to forests, no to river bodies, and by the roadside. Any other aspect, we are ready to support in making sure that they get the right licenses, reclaim the land, and do it well. Aside from that, I don't want people coming in with names from whosoever or whatsoever. No government official will support you to do what is wrong.
Meanwhile, the concerned National Small-Scale Mining Association says the Minerals Commission cannot be exonerated in the upsurge of illegal mining. President of the association, Michael Kwadwo, wants the government to relieve the CEO of the commission of his position.
The Minerals Commission has repeatedly practiced that led to severe pollution of water bodies and degradation of the environment. These actions undermine the progress being made in reforming the small-scale mining sector. As key stakeholders in the Ghana mining industry, we assert that retaining Mr. Ayisi as CEO poses a significant threat to the government efforts to promote sustainable and responsible small-scale mining in the country. We urge the government to begin its restructuring effort at the Minerals Commission by appointing a new leadership that reflects the renewed national agenda.
For Joy News, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
Well, let's bring in Dr. Ken Ashibe. He is a convener for Media Coalition Against Galamsey. Doc, I'm grateful to you, but apologies for keeping you on for that longer time. Forgive us. We are in this together, so sometimes we moderate you a bit, but forgive us. But I want to get your thought on this whole point about the politicians' names coming up here and there. It looks like it is not going away. What do you make of it, and how do we get their names out of this fight?
The politicians' names are in there because they are in there. That's the crux of the matter. The politicians' names are in there. The only reason that people use the politician's name, why they not use Kenneth Ashibe's name? They're using the politician's name because the politicians already do it. So you currently have the situation where the MP for Awen has been accused by his traditional authority of being engaged in Galamsey. Have we heard His Excellency the President do anything about that?
But this one, some of them are alleging, some people are using their names to extort monies.
I agree. I agree. So the thing about it is that we need to ensure that when the politicians do an act, they are dealt with decisively such that nobody then will now want to be using the politicians' names to be able to do that. So, they know that Akonta Mine, for example, he would to me could do those things he was doing because of his closeness to power. They knew that the Bosumil Frehu, DCE, for example, because of the fact that he was DCE. So now what then tends to happen is that even politicians who have not done it at all, people are using their names. So one of the cures to that is to ensure, and the president had talked about the fact that he does not want anybody close to him to be engaged in this illegality. But it is, unfortunately, there's a loud silence when it comes to those politicians that have been named in his government itself. And that's what I was mentioning, the Awen MP for Bosumifra, the Awen MP, the NDC MP for Awen, who says it is not true, but his chiefs are accusing him. Then you also have the situation where the NDC constituency chairperson for the Axim area has also been named. So I would urge the president that, things like that, once they come, we openly ask for investigation into them. Then the likes of Akonta Mining, for example, of the NPP as well. That case had been investigated for a very long time when we petitioned. Why is it that that case is not gone to court? Or we've not heard anything about work being done to ensure that that case goes to court? There's ample evidence that show that Akonta Mining was involved in the illegality. And so to be able to deal with these particular issues, what we need to do is to make sure that the politicians are taken completely away from it, so that when anybody goes to see any small-scale miner and is mentioning any politicians, they will know that that does not happen. But if you have a situation where in the Frimpong Boaten's report, there are a litany of politicians that have been named, but unfortunately, since this government came into power, we've not heard anything that is being done also by that report. So that all I am saying is that if we really want to deal with these particular issues, one, we should make sure that the small-scale miners, they mention those people who are coming to do that and let them be arrested. But also more importantly, any politician whose name is heard to be involved in it, we should be like the way Lee Kuan Yew would do. That a politician traveled somewhere and just because of the privileges he got from there, by the time he came, he was jailed. That is the way there should be a completely zero tolerance for any political meddling within this, ecological disaster that we are curating in our country.
At what point in time do you want to see action by this government, for example, beyond which you'll be disappointed in the fight by them?
Well, again, you see, what is happening is topsy-turvy. There are some elements that are happening that, gives you a lot of hope. So recently, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has inaugurated a committee to look into the issues of small-scale licensing and all of that. That is good enough. The Minister for Lands, for Interior has talked about how the police reshuffles are going to be done. That is good. But you have all of these issues happening, and the state of emergency will not happen. You have now over 6,000 Ghanaians signing a petition asking His Excellency the President to revoke and repeal and not amend. But we are not hearing anything also happening. Then you have the Minister for Interior going about breaking the law, breaking Act 995, and deporting foreigners who should be prosecuted. And so, so you have some of the things happen in the positive realm and other things happening in the negative realm. And we also, when you want to look at the impact side, the Galamsey is still happening. So it is important that we all need to swim in the same direction so that we deal with this with the seriousness that it requires.
All right. I'm grateful to you, Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe. for joining us here with your thought. Ken Ashibe is the convener for the Media Coalition Against Galamsey.